Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about this little piece of paper that represents pretty much most people's goals, unfortunately, whether for better or worse. Most people want money. This is $20. Today's topic of discussion is going to be about exactly how much this is worth. What brought this on is that when I used to teach financial management classes in the Navy, one of the things I would like to do is try to get young people, and when I say young, I mean like 18, 19-year-olds, who've never really or may not have ever worked a real job before, and try to make them understand that deferring saving isn't always it's very rarely a good strategy. But in order to do that, I felt one of the best ways was to try to get them to understand exactly how much $20 could be worth had they saved it. So I was trying to put it in terms of like drinks. Like $20 is maybe 4 beers at the bar, included with a tip. So you think of it in terms like that, but if you take that same $20 and you save it for 50 years, and the reason I say 50 years is because most of these kids were 20. So I was trying to figure out when they would probably be retiring. So I used 70 as a nice round number for adding. So that would have been 50 years from now. So this little guy right here, this $20 bill, if properly saved, and that's assuming you collect 6% returns on it for a total of 50 years, it would be worth $368.40. Now, that might not seem like a lot of money, and to a lot of people it isn't. But if you think about how often you spend denominations of just $20, whether it's on something small at the mall or a snack or anything like that, it really starts to add up. You could, if you invest it, make a $348 profit off of something as small as $20, which is, to some people, again, it's a hard thing to try to explain to people because most people are like, oh, well, that doesn't, that's only $300. That's not going to make or break anything when I retire. And that's true if you just did it with one $20 denomination one time. But people don't do that. We all know that people end up, they have a lot of like little transactions that all add up. So when talking to a lot of the younger people in the military, especially with the low incomes that they have in the military, because although the military takes care of a lot of things for you, so you don't have to worry about a lot of expenses, your income is relatively low compared to somebody on the. Your income is relatively low compared to somebody who is just working a normal job at the same age. Your hourly wage is pretty low. So if you invested $20, it would have doubled 4 times by the time you retire, which is a very modest way of looking at. Most funds right now aren't doing 6%, they're doing more than that. And when I say double, I mean it would have gone from 20 to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 160, and then 160 to 340. So it really starts to add up. And I tried to explain this to people, and it's difficult. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys now that I have your attention is that when you're spending even small denominations of money, whether it's cash or you're swiping a card, because we all know swiping a card is super easy to do, especially a credit card, where you might think that because you have a limit of $10,000, you now have access to $10,000, which you do. But I think it's the wrong mentality to have. So it's hard to keep those small transactions under control. So just trying to remind you, $20. By the way, I hope you appreciate how hard it was for me to get a $20 bill because I'm deployed to Afghanistan and we don't use cash anywhere in country. So finding $20 is actually a bit of pain. I actually had to borrow that from somebody just so I could make this video. So I hope you appreciate my props. As we continue, I try to get a little better with the videos and make them a little bit more fun and raise the quality. So there you go, my legwork for my $20 bill. So back to what I was really saying. Now, $368. That's how much your $20 bill is worth. Each time you spend a 20, that's what you could be getting for it. My math does not include inflation though. So if you count inflation instead of 6%, you'll probably be getting closer to a 4% return, which does diminish it. But the idea is to think of what you could be getting for this money instead of spending it. And that thing you're spending it on, is it worth it? I know I'm particularly bad when I have nothing to fill my time. I spend a lot of time on Amazon. Amazon is a great thing, but it's awful at the same time. I couldn't even tell you the amount of times I've gone on Amazon and just looked at whatever Amazon recommended me to buy, which is, it's just a terrible way of trying to fix your finances because you're basically looking for a way to spend money. And I don't always buy stuff. I like the idea of not falling victim to like splurge purchases. I tend to keep stuff in my cart on Amazon for a long time. Some of the stuff's been sitting there for years, but at the minimum it's at least a week or two, just so I can really think and wonder if that's really the best use of my money. And none of that's even to mention that if you take that same $20 and you were to invest it into something like, I use Acorn and Robinhood, and both of my affiliate links for those can be found below if you want to get free stuff and sign up and stuff. If not, that's cool too. But now I'm more in the mind frame of, if I have an extra $20, I'll throw it into one of those two apps. Now, I always have stocks that I'm kind of looking at buying more of. Mostly right now I'm concentrating on dividend paying stocks, just because I like the idea that even if the market kind of goes sideways a little bit, I still get a return on the investment. But you don't have to do that. I mean, like, if you just put it into an IRA up until you hit your limit for the year, then that's pretty good too. You can put it into a Roth and pay taxes or when you put it in. You don't even have to worry about paying taxes when you bring it out when you're older. So I think there's a lot of good ways to use money. If you do have a lot of money just sitting around and it's burning a hole in your pocket, and you don't have anything except for retirement already, if you don't have a 401k through your company, or if you don't have IRAs or a Roth or college savings plan for kids, something like that, I suggest you contact your bank. I'm not the best person to offer you advice on exactly where you should put your money right now, and I don't know your situation. I don't know what's going on. So if you call your bank, they usually have a investment department. For me, my bank set me up a Roth IRA and an IRA. And on my bank's main menu, when I open it up on the app, I can transfer money direct from my checking account into one of these accounts. And it's a great system. If at the end of the month I find that I have a surplus, then I actually move stuff around to see if I can put more money into my Roth IRA. Or I invest in something I'm working on, or right now my main focus has been getting ready for property investing. So that's really how I tend to spend my little increments of $20. Not saying I don't go out and have fun, because you kind of have to. What's the point of saving money all the time if you're not going to enjoy it occasionally? But I am very conscious that if I pull up to a bar and they offer valet parking, that's $10 right then. But that's potentially like $160 down the road. So when I'm giving that guy the money and the tip, I'm looking at it as I just spent $160 for that valet parking. And it really makes me change my actions and the way I work and the way I think about it. So I hope this video was informative. If you liked it, please feel free to like it, share, subscribe. I think you have to do the bell for the notifications now. But do all that if you want. If not, I just hope you took something away from my video. Anyway, enjoy and keep saving.